We've seen the scandals, the factory leaks, the whistleblowers, luxury brands selling bags for $30,000 that cost a few hundred to make. But here's what no one is telling you. It's not just about where it's made, it's about how it's made. And I've got receipts. Follow us on Instagram at GTWJMag for exclusives, breakdowns, and the kind of fashion coverage the industry doesn't want you to see. Because no, Hermès bags are not being made in China. You've probably seen the viral TikToks, manufacturers claiming they can remake a Hermès Kelly or Birkin for under $500. They flash materials, stitching, logos, trying to convince you that Hermès is overcharging and outsourcing to China. Here's the real story. These videos? They're not about exposing the truth. They're a sales pitch. They're made by manufacturers selling counterfeits directly to consumers under the illusion that they're getting a good deal, or even the same thing. Yes, anyone can buy good leather, anyone can copy a shape, but that doesn't make it Hermès. Hermès has been painfully transparent about how and where their bags are made. Last year, Vogue did a full-access video tour of the Hermès leather goods HQ in Pantin, just outside Paris. Led by the Maison's leather goods creative director, the video showed the entire process, from sketch to selection to the 13-hour hand-stitching method. And no artisan is allowed to make a Kelly until they've completed 4 years of training. There's also the map. Hermès released a full color-coded map of its ateliers across France. There are 60 production and training sites in 11 regions of the country. Orange markers on that map? They're the leather goods ateliers, where the Birkins and Kellys are made. According to Hermès, 74% of their products are made in France. The rest come from specialized ateliers in Switzerland, Italy, Portugal, the UK, and the US. And let's be clear, Switzerland handles their watches, not bags. But here's the part no one on TikTok will ever say. Hermès is a publicly traded company with a market cap of around $240 billion. If they were committing fraud by outsourcing to China in secret, it would be $1 billion scandal. Investors would pull out, the stock would crash, and Hermès would lose everything that gives them power. So ask yourself, would Hermès risk losing $100 billion in value just to save on labor costs? No, because that's not how legacy houses operate. Anyone can copy a design, anyone can buy similar hardware, but unless it's made in a Hermès atelier by a Hermès artisan under Hermès training and inspection, it's not Hermès. And here's something else that's fascinating. The people who seem the most outraged by this controversy aren't even the ones buying luxury. You'll notice it's often people who've never purchased a designer item, never experienced what goes into selecting a piece or understanding craftsmanship, who are suddenly the loudest voices claiming that luxury is over, or this is why I just buy dupes. But let's be honest, this isn't about ethics for most of them. It's about justification. It's easier to say luxury is a scam than to admit that you can't afford it, or that you want it but feel excluded from it. And social media, it thrives on that energy. There's this growing trend online where calling everything a scam or fake somehow makes people feel superior. It's not about asking good questions or wanting transparency. It's about bringing things down to make themselves feel better. And luxury fashion, because it represents exclusivity and status, becomes an easy target. The psychology behind this is complex. On one hand, you have a genuine concern, people wanting to know where their money is going and whether a product's value matches its price tag. That's valid. But on the other hand, we're seeing this performative outrage, where people who never intended to buy luxury in the first place are now using this as a moment to feel morally superior or to promote dupes and fakes. Let's be clear, supporting counterfeit culture isn't the answer. It doesn't challenge luxury pricing, it just exploits labor under worse conditions, with zero craftsmanship, zero originality, and zero longevity. It's not about beating the system, it's participating in a different kind of problem. And here's where social media warps everything. Suddenly, it's not about the product or even the brand, it's about the narrative. One viral post, one out-of-context photo, and now every luxury bag is considered mass-produced trash. But if that were true, why do collectors still pay 6 figures for certain Hermès bags at auction? Why do resale values for some brands continue to climb? Because value in luxury has always been tied to more than just cost. It's about heritage, desirability, rarity, and execution. Yes, there are brands getting lazy. Yes, there are serious issues that need addressing. But to say the entire luxury industry is worthless now, that's not an educated take. That's envy talking. The truth is, luxury doesn't promise affordability. It promises exclusivity. And for better or worse, that's exactly why people still want it. So the next time someone who's never touched a luxury piece wants to explain to you why it's all a scam, ask yourself, is this about the product or their own projection? Let's keep the conversation going, because there's a difference between being critical and being bitter. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at GTWJMag for more expert takes, and check out for exclusives. GT, where fashion thinks deeper.